Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm UncleLander and this is Gran Turismo 2 GT mode playthrough. On the last episode we have managed to beat the entire historic car cup, and on today's agenda we have in plans to beat the entire FF cup with Lotus Eclipse GST. So without further ado, maybe let's jump into the testing this car with its vanilla performance at 400, 1000 and 1 full lap. Also a reminder for you guys, this episode is recorded live on Twitch. My channel is twitch.tv/UncleLander. All the links in the description and pinned comment. Let's go. Oh my god, you decided to keep a slip of a tongue in the video. That's so unprofessional. How dare you? You suck so much. You're so bad. .14 seconds, 0.8 at the 400 meters. I think the mistakes like this, like slips of a tongue, as long as it's not like, oh, sadly unranked, as long as it's nothing serious, I think that stuff like this actually make the content a little bit more organic. And it looks more natural. That means that the content creator is not just a script machine. It's actually a little bit more, you know, like I said, organic, more alive. That was certainly totally fancy back then, but today is a bit annoying. Yeah, the entire plaster of freaking gloss, and that's it. The car shines, it's all good. 99. Welcome to 1991. Oh my goodness, 1999. When everything is made up and points don't matter. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. If I could disable it, I probably would, but it's have its own charm. And the 1000 meters at 26.9 seconds. Which I don't really believe that's gonna take us really that far, if even anywhere under the ranking. Yep, still unranked, sadly. That is pretty damn sad. But it is what it is. Don't break the controller. Yeah, oh, yeah, some of the licenses are definitely very frustrating. And I know that. Alright, let's test the maximum power output of this car at the 1 full lap of the test course. And I know that perfectly. The R33 Skyline test was the IB... don't really recall right now which one it was. The IC4, obviously, it's a classic. The IC8 or 9 with the Alfa Romeo, that's also is a classic that requires you to be pinpoint accurate. The S7 is definitely one of those tests that are gonna require you to know the car quite thoroughly. The special one with Skyline also is gonna require you to know where to stop, where to brake, what kind of speed, what kind of gear to brake, because you need to, for that Skyline, the Pennzoil Nismo, oh my goodness, for the Pennzoil Nismo Skyline test, you need to bring a manual gearbox. There's not even a discussion, because that car basically stops giving you a proper acceleration at 7,250 RPM. And then it's all about getting the corners at the right angle with the right speed. 264 kilometers an hour on this little baby Mitsubishi Eclipse. Well, it's not a little baby, but wish I could call it like that. With the S7 and the Dodge Viper GTSR Team Oreca, you need to use the manual because the lowest gear you can go on that car is the third gear, and don't even try to go in the second. Because that car revs like insane. Alright. I'm gonna assume, because I wasn't looking at the speedometer, that our Mitsubishi Eclipse have managed to reach a speed over 250 kilometers an hour. 266 kilometers an hour. Sadly, it's still unranked. And now with this, we can move towards the front wheel front drive cup championship, however you want to call it, front FF challenge. And let's see the first requirement. 295 brake horsepower on this car is perfectly doable. Let's modify this Eclipse. It's a front wheel front drive, so I'm gonna have to adjust certain settings ever so slightly differently. But let's start with the basics. Brakes, then drivetrain, suspension, wheels, maximum weight, and then we're gonna increase the power output. Sadly, this car does not have a propeller shaft. Oh well. You do what you gotta do. Yeah, I don't need the control tires, okay? Does anybody ever bother control tires while playing this game? I know I bought it like once or twice. Drove for 5 minutes. Never done that again. Alright, so I need to increase the power output of this car to 295 tops. So with the muffler we are reaching 236. With computer we are reaching 240. With engine balancing 247. With port grinding 252. This car cannot be tuned with natural aspiration, and displacement also cannot be adjusted. So we're moving into the turbo, and first we're gonna take a look at the intercooler. And intercooler already gives us 267 brake horsepower. This might be the last thing that we're gonna put into this car, unless turbine kit. Yeah, turbine kit sadly provides a little bit too much power at 308. Which is basically, from here I can see that we're only gonna buy 2 stages of turbo for this car. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into the first race of the FF Cup. Tahiti Road at 295 brake horsepower. Yeah, it's a front wheel car, so that might actually happen. That's 200, so 8 configuration, 8 should be good enough. Now the LSD we're gonna see, because I cannot recall. Alright, first race, let's go. This car has its own turbo by default, so what can I do? Doesn't drive all too bad. The rear doesn't escape anywhere, which is great. It's not oversteering. I guess this could stay. But I think I'm gonna increase the gearbox settings to at least... Because now it's driving on 8. I think I'm gonna put it up to 11 after the next turbo upgrade. It's probably gonna be a necessity. I wasn't watching the track there for a second. Or maybe not, that might actually be pretty good already. I think in the future I'm gonna do also another playthrough of this game, but it's gonna be one without having all the license at gold. Because not having all the licenses at gold actually kind of changes the way you play the game. Ever so slightly, but still changes it. It takes you definitely a little bit longer to get to the All-Stars races. And there we go, finished the first race. The Vauxhall Tigra at the second place, Volkswagen New Beetle at third, Honda Civic VTI 93, which is also a very good front-wheel, front-drive car, at the fourth, Citroën Saxo fifth, and the Renault Megane at the sixth place. Alright, let's check the second power output limitation. I believe it's gonna be 340 something brake horsepower, 345. So let's get that bigger turbo. And I think I'm gonna increase the gearbox settings by 1 to the right side so we can have a wider, little bit wider gearing. 308, 348. So I need to go with 308, 308 brake horsepower, because this is just by 3 brake horsepower too much. Sure, I could kind of do it slightly differently, and if I really want to fit into the power limitation requirements, I could just buy a different muffler, or even remove the muffler and then just buy the turbos. I'm not gonna be like this. I already have bought the muffler and I'm gonna stick with it. So we're gonna buy the stage 1 turbine kit, and we're gonna drive on the second race with a 308 brake horsepower. At Midfield Raceway. But like I said, I'm gonna increase the auto setup by 1 from 8 to 9. Let's go. finished the first lap at 1 minute 23.160. Just like that, the second race of the FF Challenge won the second lap at 1:15.587 with Vauxhall Vectra at the second place, Renault Laguna at the third, Mazda 323F Coupe at the fourth, Citroën Xantia at fifth, and Mazda 323F Wagon at the sixth. And with that, more money and another car in our garage. And now for the last race, we're gonna apply the last modification of the turbo for this Mitsubishi Eclipse, which is gonna increase the power output of our car from 308 to 348 brake horsepower. And with that amount of power, we're gonna go right into the final race of the FF Challenge at Trial Mountain. Off to finish off, and off to finish off. Off to end this race and this challenge as well. Not really much of a challenge when you know exactly what to do. And by that I mean if you know exactly which car to bring to which race and how to grind money. Which is not very difficult in this game. Oh no, it is not. Okay, that was silly of me. For some reason I haven't released the analog stick. I should just stick with it. The car would perfectly fit over there. I think I blacked out for like a microsecond. Which happens to me. And I end the first lap at 1:36.622. finish up the race on the last lap with 128.355, and the grid looks like this. Toyota Celica S is 2 on the second place, Honda Prelude is on the third, Honda Integra Type R in the fourth, Fiat Coupe, which is one of the stronger front engine cars on the fifth, and Alfa Romeo 156 at the sixth place. And with that, we gained 7,000 credits and also a new car. Let's see what kind of rewards we have actually managed to obtain from this. So, we have Mugen Honda Accord SIRT with 190 brake horsepower and 1,300 kilograms of weight. Sadly, this one cannot be really modified, but it can be used for the... no, I don't think this one can be used for the Accord races. I'm gonna check it out later. The second car that we have managed to win is Tom's T111 with 172 brake horsepower and 1,020 kilograms of weight. And the last car is Mugen Prelude Type S with 211 brake horsepower and 1,310 kilograms of weight. Actually, it looks pretty good for a car of this type. I don't think there's a Prelude type race, but I might actually keep it for the natural aspirated tuned car championship that's going to happen sometime in the future. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It is what it is when it comes to the FF challenge. People of Twitch, we are still gonna do maybe a 1 or 2 championships, but people of YouTube, this is gonna be the end of this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing, ring the bell, sub it a like, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Links for all of my socials can be found down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. The music that was playing in the background has been made by Car Casey at his official webpage, whitebadaudio.com, and Whitebad Studio on YouTube. Thank you guys once again very much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.